we've renamed a new segment that we've had years ago, Speedy, and we kind of moved this around, and we call this segment "What's That Smell?"
What's that smell?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So here's the way we're gonna play this. All right, everybody is going to have an opportunity. Okay, actually, I'm giving you the chance to kind of host this. Give the people their what we're going to do now when it comes to what's that smell.
So each of us are going to tell you a story or something funny that happened in a game, or in news, or it doesn't even have to be sports if it's related to it. Probably gonna be related to sports with us, but because that's what we're watching. But something that really bothered you that we're not going to spend a whole bunch of time on it, but we want to give you guys a quick take to let you know we're paying attention and we have some thoughts on a lot of things. And Errol, I think it's good. It's really like, what does it smell like? Is what we're all going to decide. It could smell like roses for some of us. Some of us, it's going to smell probably
cow
like
dump, or
I don't
cow
know.
manure,
or does it smell, or is it going to give us a good smell?
How about Jabba shorts? I mean, that could smell,
like a porta potty you walked in after Mackay Becton. Like that's what it could smell like that.
Right, so let's get some music
here we
on
go.
at the right time here. So
Potentially harmful.
Yeah, here we go. So we're gonna go. Here's how we're gonna go. We're gonna go Jabba, Fish, Scoop, Speedy, me. Here we go.
I'm gonna go on my end. Signing a 3-year, $63 million deal. That's what I'm going to go off of. Because is that setting a market? Does it stink? Does it smell good for those middle of the road guys to set the market for Snell and other guys signing? Kyle Hendricks signed early, which I was going to bring that up, but he didn't really do anything. But you get a 3-year, $63 million deal with a 9-10 average. So, how does that smell? What's that do? I don't know.
Okay.
All right, guys. So that's the first one. You say, Kikuchi, what does that smell like? Next up, Tommy. Wait, let's go to Speedy. Petey.
No. You. It goes Jabba, you, Scoop, Speedy, me. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, my story comes from something that is near and dear to me. I lived in Tampa, Florida for a few years, and they just got struck by a really bad hurricane, Hurricane Milton. They always talked a lot of smack about how they never got hit by hurricanes, and they didn't until this year, unfortunately. Well, they're not going to be able to fix Tropicana Field, and the Rays are going to have to play at Steinbrenner Field, which is the Yankees' low A and rookie ball stadium, and it's right across from where the Bucks play in Tampa. They might be there for a while. There's talk that they were going to build a new stadium. They now don't have the money to fix the old one, and they're also trying to build a new one. The politics down there smells like crap, guys.
Smells like crap. Bring the music down a little bit so we can hear everybody. It's a little too loud over there. All right, Scoops, give us your what's that smell?
Mine's is going to be a performance, and the Monday Night Football watchers know the performance I'm going to bring up yesterday, but I'm going to be talking about Quentin Johnston on the Los Angeles Chargers. Wide receiver number 1 for the Chargers. First overall pick, but first round 21st overall wide receiver pick from TCU. Aside from his 118 yards, 1 touchdown game that he had against the Browns, he's been pretty consistently scoring a touchdown in every game in November. This team doesn't win pretty, but Harbaugh gets this team going. He gets this team rolling, and Harbaugh actually had a lot of praise for this guy, showing that, especially since he loves himself some Justin Herbert and Quentin Johnston. He said he had a hard time defending against him in his game, the playoff game, TCU against Michigan back in 2022. However, Quentin Johnston yesterday recorded 5 targets, 0 catches, 0 yards, and 3 drops. Now, literally every single player on the Chargers contributed at least 1 yard except for Quentin Johnston. So out of a guy who is the wide receiver #1, that's a pretty bad performance. And I'm going to have to steal Fish's "What's That Smell?" And it smells like crap, guys. That was a crappy performance. If you're a Chargers fan, I'm sorry. And if you had him on your fantasy team, I'm also sorry.
All right, so mine will be the I wish Wes was here for Let's Parlay. He would have liked this one. I'm going to take shots at Brian Kelly. There were reports of like several players saying that he barely even talks to them. Like that's a really bad look for a coach. I mean, his tenure with LSU has already been bad enough as it is, but not even talk to your players, just say a couple simple words. That smells really bad. It smells like a combination of the swamp. It smells like Brian Kelly's Southern accent and the dog crap that Jeff should have been eating last year. So all three of that smells Brian Kelly's LSU tenure.
Let's hear a Wu-Tang pie with the one.
And that. We can add that to the mix.
On What's That Smell is Deion Sanders is livid that Colorado star Travis Hunter isn't a finalist for the Top DB award. I'm going to give him mine, as he came out and said over the week, crying about Travis Hunter not being up for the Jim Thorpe award. Here's the thing. Right now, and again, rankings mean everything, and when you look at statistics, you can see that. Will Johnson's had a great year. Benjamin Morrison has had a good year. I mean, I'm looking at statistics right now. As good as Travis Hunter has been all season long, he's not even in the top 3 when it comes to all-purpose defensive DBs in the league, in the college, in the NCAA right now. I understand what Deion Sanders is saying. This guy is going to be a top 3 pick. We understand what talent he is, but to cry about this, it means nothing to him. This guy is going to make a lot of money. This guy is going to be the first two-way player to be drafted in the NFL and be great at both his positions. So you know what that smells like? It smells like, I don't know, it smells like Deion Sanders' breath. That's what it smells like, because we got to listen to it every single time this guy speaks. So that's what it smells like. And by the way, he needs some mouthwash, because he's crying about everything and he doesn't shut the hell up.
He can mouthwash with all the Arabian money he's bringing in.
I mean, statistic. I mean, if he wants to, and that's what Deion Sanders likes to do. He likes to look at stats, and stats would tell you that Travis Hunter is not even a top 3 corner this year in college football. So what is he crying about? That's what you look at when you're voting, or you're obviously up for an award like a Jim Thorpe Award for best corner in all of college football. Statistics would tell you that you should be on every single level. He's not. He's the better two-way player than all of them, but he's not. And Deion's got to stop. Obviously, for some reason he's up Hunter's jockstrap or something like that, and that's why I said it probably smells like his breath. I mean, obviously the guy doesn't shut up, so
his jockstrap probably smells too.
And that was What's That Smell?
It's kind of like a tongue twister tonight. I don't know what it is, but I will say this: Deion Sanders, he has a love fest for his son. He has a love fest for Travis Hunter. I love Travis Hunter. As a matter of fact, if you were to ask me right now for the #1 pick right now in college football, I would draft Travis Hunter. I think he is the first two-way player at his position that could be a top 3 corner and a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL.
No chance. No chance.
You watch. I guarantee you he will be. I guarantee you he will be. I'm telling you. Watch, Dalba. He will. This guy, I mean, his stamina and his ability to get on the field, and how many
stamina is one thing. He's too small.
Too small? How is he too small? He's what, 6'1"? Right? He's like 6'1" at the cornerback position, wide receiver. I mean, he's fast.
To play both on the NFL side?
100%.
No.
100%. Absolutely. I'm looking up Travis Hunter's his size right now as a.
You can look up whatever you want.
He's 6'1", and I guarantee you he'll probably want a 4'3". And you're going to tell me that he can be a good wide receiver in the NFL and a good corner?
And do both? No.
100%. 100%.
I mean, I would put him at receiver personally, but I really think that's a guy that when you talk about someone who could change the game and you can throw him in there every once in a while, have him play a little D-back, yet especially in obvious passing situations. If he's like your dime back and you can throw him in there when you need him, that's pretty nice to have. as an offensive player, and that it might give you more ancillary value in a contract in a way that it does, not the same way, but in a similar way as Ohtani does.
You're not
in
drafting
Major
him
League
in the
Baseball.
top 3 for him just to play wide receiver. Okay.
No, you're getting an anomaly. You're not going to get what he's the best at, because he has to pick and choose because I don't think he's the best at each one of those. If he excelled at one of them, I think he has a potential to be the best at those, right? But playing both, you just can't be the best at that. There's very many unicorns in this world, and there's been very few in the football world.
But hold on one second. Travis Hunter, but Deion Sanders saying that Travis Hunter is a better player at his age than he ever was playing college football. This is Deion Sanders, who everybody says is the greatest corner to ever play in the NFL. So he's saying he was a better player at his position before he even stepped on an NFL field. And then coming out and saying that he is as good a wide receiver we've seen come out of the draft in the last 5 years. So to say that, and by the way, he has 82 receptions for 1,036 yards and 11 touchdowns, averaging 12.6 every single catch. So honestly, if there's anybody that can do it, it's him. And I expect him to play both ways in the NFL. I expect him to do that. I don't know if he's the number 1 shutdown corner on another team. If the Giants draft him, he's the number 2 guy. And he's the number 2 guy as far as I'm concerned. Well, everybody's going to say, well, he's the number 1 guy right now for the Giants because there's nobody. But
he's not going to get that many on both sides of the fence. You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Yeah, they have to limit his snap count.
You have to, because you aren't playing in college anymore. This isn't college, Errol. This is the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And you're playing against guys, understand he can't get that many snaps because he's going to be dead.
I don't know about he's going to be dead. He's young. He could play 5 years like that. And he's not going to play every snap.
I'm not saying
he's going to play every snap.
I'm not saying dead literally. I'm saying dead is you can't compete.
If you play him, all right. So how many, if you look at it, who he is and what his capabilities are, and you can see him in college football, he's playing on almost every single snap offensively and defensively.
He's playing 85% of the snaps.
If you cut him down and he plays two snaps on the offensive side of the ball in the NFL and two snaps on the defensive side of the ball, how many snaps is he going to have in a game? He's going to have about 30 to 40 snaps. You're going to tell me he can't? I see running backs doing it, so why can't he do it? I don't know.
Fish has a better perspective as a coach. Do you think that's sustainable?
I don't think it's going to be even. Is this something you do? Like I said before, I think he's going to be more like an extra D back, a dime back, and he's going to be like a star receiver. And then you can use him in certain packages so that his snap count, he'll play almost all of the snaps on offense, and then he'll give you like a dozen or so on defense, giving you more value than a regular player. Still less than he's doing right now in college, but more than what most everyone else is doing. And if he's getting tired, you give him a blow on offense.
He's going to be a corner. If he gets drafted, he's a corner. He is going to be a star corner in the NFL. He's not going to be a wide receiver. I'm telling you.
He's incredible at receiver, man. He does everything at receiver.
And
corner, I think he has incredible intuition, but I think he's great at receiver. If
Deion Sanders came out and said that he is better than he was at his age at the cornerback position, what position are you going to get drafted as? You're going to get drafted as a corner. That's
I say the same
more
thing.
Valuable in my eyes than it is a wide receiver.
My son's better than me than I was at his age, but that doesn't mean is it going to work?
Who scores more points?
What do you mean?
Wide receiver or corner?
It doesn't matter. To me, what is
I
more?
I think it does.
What does it matter? What matters more at the position right now in the NFL? A star corner or a star wide receiver? I think a star corner. They're harder to find. Wide receivers are easy to find. You can find wide receivers in the 3rd or 4th round. It's very hard to find a star corner in the 4th or 5th round. It's very hard. Very hard. So to sit here and say that if you're going to look at the position, I've seen star corners get drafted in the 5th or 4th round in the last couple of years. I have not seen one, as far as I'm concerned, as a corner, except Michael Carter, who's not even, I wouldn't even say a star. He's a great nickel corner right now in the NFL, but he's not a star corner.
Tariq Woolen would probably be a better example. 5th
Yeah.
round, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to find those guys. I'm going to tell you this right now. If I'm a team, if I'm drafting Travis Hunter in the top 5, I'm drafting him as a corner, not a wide receiver.